Today in Spaceflight Simulator, I'm going to play every single update ever released and see what you have voted to be the best update in the history of the game. So starting off with version 1.0, there's a future update section which includes a lot of the stuff we're going to see later. Now let's start off with building a rocket. It's interesting to see how the landing legs have stayed the same all the way from the beginning. Let's try and land it Falcon 9 style. And yes, that counts as a land. On to the next update. Now we're in version 1.1 and I'm not too sure if I've got the right one, but let's get on to the next version. Now we're in 1.2 and we can rotate and flip parts here. And well, would you look at that, we now have the addition of structural parts. So let's try and build something. And this is also the first time we have seen the addition of the undo feature. Now this is looking great, however unfortunately this version has a bug, so it's not letting us launch. On to the next update. Now we're in version 1.3 and it's the first time we have seen the expansion pack, which includes larger parts and also skins as well. Probes have also been added in this version. Now there is also the addition of the large probe as well, as we can see here, and we will later see this removed. On to the next update. Now we're in 1.4 and the home screen is much like the one we have in game now. And if we go in here, we can see old bits of the sharing system, and also this update added a ton of new stuff. So it's time to land on the moon. We are off. And also a thing in 1.4, you can see here that engines do glow after they've been turned off. And there we have it. That being done, on to the next update. Now we're in version 1.5 and this was probably the biggest update ever. Now the first thing we can see is we have the clipping bug, which has stayed all the way through. But before we get on to the rest of the stuff, it's time to see what you have voted to be the best update ever. Now 85% of you aren't subscribed, so please do subscribe. And by the most, it is re-entry, which is not a surprise. On to the next update. Now 1.5.2 is staging, and we are now able to select the amount of fuel put in each fuel tank and also turn on engines all inside the build mode. And let's not forget about the ability to deploy landing legs as well. I think this is a good time to build a missile launcher. And here we go. And with that being done, on to the next update. Okay, so we're going to speed run the rest of the 1.5 update. 1.5.3 was re-entry and smooth texture physics time warp. 1.5.4 was infinite blueprint space, and it's hard not to mention engine clipping. 1.5.5 added blueprint sharing and a few other stuff. 1.5.6 you can now 3 times physics time warp, and the VAB is added, so that means achievements. 1.5.7 added massive optimization time for loading. I mean, look at this compared from 1.5.6 to 1.5.7, and 1.5.8 was the Atlas Redstone pack, so let's build some of that. And 1.5.9 was new parts and also an updated capsule texture. And on to 1.6. Currently looks like it could be either water, astronauts, or brand new engines, but if you want to know which one is more likely, click on